I think that I wasn't at my best today, but can't be perfect all the time.
In what way did you feel like you weren't at your best?
It was just an off day. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't in the groove. That's all. But I still had some good balls. I think I showed my leg strength and everything, and whatever opportunity I get, it'll be a lot different on the field. So
Only 32 real jobs for what you're trying to do. Does that make it a lot harder?
I honestly try not to think about it at all. Just whenever I get a phone call, whoever wants to take the chance, I'll show up and I'll try to outwork whoever I'm competing against.
I think your dad said there was a punter taken in the 4th round last year, though. Does that give you hope that something so you could get something like that?
Again, I don't like to think about it. It's
Yeah.
out of my control. I'm just going to try to be as prepared as possible for when the time comes.
What did you do in Alabama to get better since you left UCLA?
So Alabama, the biggest thing, I was just competing with a lot of current NFL guys and then guys also coming out in my class. And just every day for 2 straight months, we were competing just nonstop. And I think that really helped take my punting to another level.
You've been able to help Colin out since you got back?
I got back on Saturday night,
okay.
but I'll be here until rookie minicamp or whenever I get a phone call. So I'll be out here helping them as much as I can.
In what ways does being around current NFL punters help you? What things do you pick up from them in terms of tips and advice and stuff like that?
Mainly, they teach you just how to be a professional at all times. So it's hard, that transition from college to the NFL. You have to always act like a professional, and then it also just kind of shows you where you need to be, and it helps to see like they're not perfect. Also, sometimes people have an off day. It's okay. So it just helped being around them too. See their work ethic and whatnot.
Have you been in contact with any of the
So far, there's been a few, but hopefully there's more in the next month leading up to the draft. Yeah.
Were you hurt for the Stanford game?
Yeah, I hurt my hip flexor. I hurt it end of SC game, and I tried on Monday in practice. Didn't go too well, so we waited until pregame, and I had to make the decision to not play, thinking it would make it worse, or it would also hurt the team, and I didn't want to do that for the last game of the year. So
When did you fully recover from that?
it took about 2-3 weeks afterwards before I started kicking again. Yeah, but we're all good now. We're healthy. Yeah, feeling good.
You start your career at UCLA as a walk-on, and you eventually earn that scholarship, become the starting punter. Did you ever, after UCLA, just look back on your career and everything that happened to get you here?
My mom and sister, they actually made a little memory book with photos and article snippets in it, and it was a pretty cool experience. They gave it to me in the parking lot after the last game, and it was pretty awesome. Just looking back on some of the highlights of my career here.
After the SC game, Stanford game, or?
Stanford.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was very nice of them. Yeah.
I think you have a cousin who's on the team now too, punter. What advice have you given him, and how's he looking so far?
Well, I haven't seen him punt actually because I was in Alabama for 2 months, but I just try to, I help him out with the mental aspect because he is our private coach out here helping him with the kicking, and I'm just trying to teach him how to think more as an upperclassman, even though he's a young guy. So to approach pregame and to approach practices in the proper way. Try not to get too much in your head. So it's mainly just that mental aspect, which that is the hardest in the kicking game. So I'm just here for him. Whenever he has a question, he gives me a call and we just talk it out.
You did some kickoffs and you did some field goals just now. How often did you work on that?
Every week.
Okay.
Out there. Just you want to be a guy who can do all 3, just in case. Kickers can get hurt, so we got to step in the game. And I think Johnny Hecker, he had to kick a field goal this year. Dixon in the playoffs, he had to do a kickoff at the end. And I'm just trying to be as ready as I can for those freak occasions.